and also I believe Wyoming Game and Fish traditionally will have their vehicles, and then we'll have the presentation of the colors, and away we go. But it is definitely on the move, coming our way at a slow pace, and we're just about ready to kick this off. And I once again, before we get on the air, so I don't forget at the end, Lanny, it is great having you with us again this year.
Lanny, great to see
we appreciate it.
Thank you, Trevor and Bob. I'm sure honored for this privilege to celebrate with you folks again here at Sheridan Wild Days. I was part of the activities Monday as well as Tuesday, and it was really, really fun because everybody turned out and everybody was happy.
And I know that you and I were talking off the air that you teach up at the college at Crow Agency, and said basically everything shuts down and everybody came to Sheridan for Wild Rodeo today.
That's what's happening today. I could tell you that the government officials, our tribal leaders, are in this parade, so I guess basically everybody's
here. Everybody's here. All right.
Lanny,
taking sick leave or whatever. Or we could make this Sheridan Wild Days a national holiday over there in the Crow Nation.
I think we could. I think we could. How's the year been for you?
Oh, we've been having a good time. I've been teaching, and I'm working with some good teachers who are teaching 3- and 5-year-olds over on the reservation, and we're focusing on our Crow language using methods that that would see and do, basically, called immersion. And then I've been in the classroom teaching business as well.
I have an interesting anecdote about the language. I've told you before, there's a team of slow-pitch softball players that has a team from Crow Agency is playing in our league in Sheridan this year. And I noticed a lot of kids come down when they play, a lot of moms and dads and kids. Now, all the adults speak English, but all the adults to the little ones speak the native language to the little ones. They don't speak English to them. They are all speaking native language to them, and I thought that was very interesting.
That's promising to hear.
Yeah.
Being in education, when a person knows several languages, they have a little bit more capabilities of enhancing their learning capabilities.
And of course, Lanny, I know with your culture, you got to preserve the culture, preserve the name. It needs to carry on.
Of course, that basically defines who we are, and just describes our legacy as well, our identity.
Lanny, did you get a chance to take in some of the dancers this week?
This week, I was the guy that did the teepee presentation. Truman and Butch brought me in, and then I had some singers. I guess they were the members of the Black Whistle Singers, and they were basically my laborers, and I described the process of setting up a Crow teepee over there by Sheridan Inn. Mm-hmm. And I described the history of where we had received the teepee hundreds of years ago from one of our heroes that we call First Yellow Langans. And at that time, we just had a good time with people participating. I got some people in the crowd to act like some of those characters, and I tried to emulate a setting of how the teepee was acquired by the Crow people.
Boy, how interesting, and great knowledge. As soon as obviously you can hear in the background with the obviously the one of our first coming up on us, the police cars and the Model A squad car. Frank Trujillo is the gentleman that's his car. It's a Model A squad car.
And the one in the middle, I was told, 1954 Buick.
1954 Buick.
That's a beautiful car.
You got to wonder if it can outrun. Probably can't outrun that other cruiser, huh?
Probably not. I don't think so.
I wonder if he violated policy by bringing his date.
He did. He's got a date in there.
He does.
You're exactly right, Lanny. Frank brought his date, so I don't know. That might do some violation there.
I believe the colors are being presented by Drum and Bugle Corps Color Guard, and that'll be followed by the marching band, members of the American Legion.
They were the winners of the band drill unit last year in the parade.
Is there any more of a crowd favorite? They're pretty popular all over where they go. Their Sheridan County Sheriff, Dave Hoffmeyer.
We're doing great. How are you doing, Sheriff? Keeping the peace? All right, let's check in with our sideline reporters. Let's go over to Ron Richter. Ron?
How's it going, Bob?
We're doing great.
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm standing here. What's your name?
Garrett?
I just started. Have you been here all morning?
No.
You just came for the parade?
Yeah.
So you missed the bed races and the Spurs run and all that?
Oh, yeah. I had to sleep in.
Rodeo weekend, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Spencer Porton. Spencer?
Well, Bob, I'm standing here. I'm down by the Katy Opera House, which, of course, is Sanford's. Kind of giving you a little preview. Of course, we had the Highway Patrol, and then we had the Drum and Bugle Corps, followed up by the Fire Department, which is always a great thing for the kids to see. And we'll be followed by some more Rodeo Parade stuff.
All right, let's listen to the sounds of the Drum and Bugle Corps Color Guard. Drum and Bugle Corps Color Guard and marching band. Last year's winners.
Awesome rendition of Gary Owen.
The 7th Cavalry's doing a raffle. That's nice, pretty nice Honda 4-wheeler. Probably use that one right there. Coming up will be.
I think so.
Yeah, we could use that. Even though Steve has the coolest one around, so he's got all the tracks on his.
I bet you could put tracks on that one.
I think you could too.
Yep.
Sheridan Fire Rescue makes their way.
They were working, just 10 minutes ago, they were back behind us cleaning up after the pancake breakfast. Had the trucks out, and they whipped right around, and all of a sudden they're right back in line for the parade.
Isn't it amazing how
it's a hard-working group.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how they get that all cleaned up? Let's go out to Spencer Porton in the crowd. Spencer?
Well, I'm here with the Century 21 float. They've got some dancers going. What are you guys up to today?
We are just having a very good time.
That's awesome. It looks like you got some line dancing going on.
Yes, we tried to do the land dicing thing, yeah.
Awesome. Well, it looks very good. And good luck to you guys today. Back to you, Bob.
All right, let's check in with Ron Richter. Ron?
All right, so who am I standing here with?
Bobby Porch.
All right, Bobby, did you just show up for the parade, or have you been here all morning?
We just came for the parade.
Okay, and just started, but you expect a lot of good things out of this.
I'm excited. This is my first year.
First time, all right. All right, so where are you from?
South Dakota.
South Dakota. All right, well, enjoy Sheridan YO Rodeo.
Thank you.
Hey,
Bob, I got a couple of shout-outs here.
Yeah, 1 second here, Grant. We're going to get to those. We got Grand Marshal author C.J. Box and his wife Lori, driven by Dale Clark. C.J. will be doing his book signing back tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, Sheridan Stationery. It's great to have C.J. on with us.
Sure is. What a great Wyoming author.
Let's go back to what do you got for us, Grant?
Hi, I'm Linda from Connecticut. I want to give a shout-out to Eric and Michelle Hartsey celebrating their anniversary today. Go Wyoming!
All right, thank you. People around the world watching us live on SheridanMedia.com. We appreciate that as we got the Century 21.
Line dancers.
Ooh,
look, they got some moves.
Bruce Garber
in the middle. He's got some skills.
Bruce Garber doing a little line
dancing.
Look
at that.
Look at that. He's just multi-talented,
he
isn't
is.
he?
Pilot, dancer. What else is there?
Top realtor.
What else is there?
Come on, man. He's got it going on. I wonder how long he's been practicing that.
Well, he's got his encore set up for tonight. Right here.
I'll bet you. Yep.
And, of course, Century 21, our parade sponsor, Century 21 BHJ. The covered Surrey, driven by Jim McManus, where the West is one.
Look who's sitting up there up front, too. Good to see Jack Pelletier.
Great to see Jack Pelletier and a nice horse-drawn buggy. I love those buggies, don't you? You just got to love those beautiful buggies. And great to see Jack out there and part of the Century 21 for many, many years. And Jack just an integral part of Century 21 BHJ. Nice to see him here. Boy, and we got quite the lineup of the Sheridan Wild Rodeo sponsor flags, too, as well. Let's go out to Ron Richter. Ron?
All right, I'm standing, I guess, across from the sports stop. Got a couple of young ladies with me. How's it going, and who are you?
I'm Bella, and I'm having fun.
I'm Ariel, and I'm good.
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm having fun, and I'm good.
All right. And what are you looking forward to the most in this parade?
Just the horses.
Horses, fittingly enough. And you?
I want to see hot cowboys. So.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
You know what? That's the best reason in the world.
She needs to give a big old
First time in Wyoming,
wyo.
so I'm looking for cowboys. You know.
All right.
Ron, tell her to do her best impression of yeehaw.
If I find some hot cowboys, I'll send them your way.
Thank you so much.
Have her give us a big
Thanks.
yeehaw, Ron.
What was that?
Have her give us a big yeehaw.
We want a big yeehaw.
Yeehaw!
Good effort for the first effort. That wasn't
First
bad.
day, we're going to warm up to it a little bit. We had the governor, Matt Mead, and First Lady Carol, driven by Sue Clark, just passed by. And now, of course, we have the Sheridan Wild Rodeo sponsor flags. And they've got a lot of them. Couldn't do it without the sponsors.
You see in the grand opening, or the what am I trying to say? Not the grand opening, the grand entry at the rodeo every night. They come flying in on those horses with those flags. It's not quite Indian relay racing, but it takes some horsemanship to be able to come in full bore on a horse, hold on to a flag. That's for sure. Ladies do a great job.
Did you come in last night, Lanny?
Yes, I came in last night.
Did you go to the rodeo?
I went over there for a little bit, but I didn't stick around too long.
Did you see the relay races?
I missed those.
You missed those. And you missed the call of them, too. Tell us a little bit about the caller of the Indian relay races.
The Indian relay announcer is Kennard Railbird. He's from Garryon, Montana.
Is he related to you?
Yeah, he's related to me.
He's one of your cousins?
He's one of my cousins. He's basically he's a stock contractor, and he travels to different rodeo venues throughout Montana and the Dakotas, and sometime over here in Wyoming. That's primarily what he does. He's also a featured artist in the Santa Fe and Scottsdale markets. Oh, here we have the Wyoming National Guard with the
Let's go to
Sheridan Princess.
There we go. Let's go to Spencer Port.
I've become part of the parade here for a second. I'm here with the senior princess. How's it feel?
It feels great to be out here.
Yeah, you having a lot of fun?
I am. It's fun to ride my military vehicle and be with everybody else.
All right. Well, good talking to you. Back to you guys.
Spencer, I think you should jump on the back of one of those horses.
No, don't do that.
That's a horrible
The rodeo's
idea,
for
Bob.
tonight.
Just saying.
That's a real bad idea.
Is that a bad idea?
Leave the rodeo starting at 7 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The 2014 Sheridan Wild Rodeo Senior Princess, Jackie Lewis, in the National Guard vehicle. Jackie currently serving in the National Guard, so thanks, Jackie, to your service to our country. Desiree Bridges, Miss Rodeo Wyoming. Gina Jesperson, Miss Rodeo Nebraska. How about that? Coming from the Cornhusker State. Bailey McLean, Miss Shadron State College Rodeo Queen. Emma Jost, Wild Rodeo Princess. Jenna Fredrickson, Wild Junior Princess. Casey Malborg, Miss Frontier 2014 Cheyenne Frontier Days. Nice to have the ladies from Cheyenne Frontier Days up here. Royalty, Sarah Ranglish, Lady in Waiting. Morgan Flintner from Miss Cody Stampede is joining us this year, along with Nikki Seckman from the Cody Stampede. Danica Boland, Warwick, Rodeo Queen Australia 2013. How cool is that? And along with Johnson County Rodeo Princess Jade Harper, Johnson County Rodeo Junior Princess Erica Little, Shanita Nomi Jr. Miss Crow Nation. Did she go by already? Did you see
her
by chance?
We didn't see her.
Maybe she's still with us here. We have the Wild Rodeo Gold Buckle Club wagons that have gone in front of us, is going by. You gotta love those. Gotta love those old wagons, don't you? And the carriages. The fancy black Brom driven by an Amish team and driver that was just up there. That was great. The National Stagecoach and Freight Wagon Association. They are hoping to land them on a convention. I believe they're probably going to in 2016. And green Brom wagon carrying, of course, we have a lot of our political candidates. Gozar for governor. And Wild Rodeo covered wagon driven by Stan Flintner. Some of our floats here today on the Sheridan Wild Rodeos. We bring you the coverage of the Sheridan Wild Rodeo Parade, brought to you in part by Cowboy State Bank, Truefield Builders, Radio Shack of Sheridan, Greenhouse Living of Sheridan, Century 21 BHJ, Heartland Kubota, Carpet Design, and Water Products Incorporated, our sponsors for this year's Sheridan Wild Rodeo broadcast. Coming up, we have the Wyoming State Fair Association wagon, driven by Mike Cushman, carrying candidates for election. Cindy Hill and Cheryl Layton and Jennifer Young all joining on the float, the Wyoming State Fair Association wagon. Let's go out to Ron Richter. Ron?
All right, thanks a lot, Bob. I'm standing here with Jesus Rios. Jesus, enjoying things so far?
Absolutely. It's a beautiful day. I'm not sweating too bad. The horses look great. Riders look great. This was a great day on parade morning.
You were talking about that one wagon that went by. Well, tell me the interesting thing you told me.
I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. I believe it was called a Canastoga wagon. And I can't remember where it originated, but it was one of the wagons we saw just a bit ago. And what's interesting is wagons used to be driven on the left-hand side of the road, kind of like in England as we drive cars today. But that wagon design used to have riders because of a large brake mechanism on the left-hand side. And so they ended up driving wagons on the right-hand side of the road. And so that really kind of changed how we ride on the right-hand side of the road. So that wagon changed everything.
Nice. Well, we learn something every day.
There you go. Me too.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jesus. Enjoy your
I think
Thanks, Ron. Have a great one, bud.
M&M's NASCAR is coming by. I think we could maybe get that for the bed races next year.
Yeah, I think so, too. We could put that. Spencer Portons with some of those M&M ladies.
What's your name?
Anna.
Are you? I see you're handing out some candy here, throwing some M&Ms. You having a good time?
Yeah.
Having fun at the parade so far? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, carry on. Back to you guys.
She's more concentrated on making sure those M&Ms get in the right hands.
M&Ms need to get handed out. Not too often you get the M&M's car, NASCAR, here in Wyoming.
It might be a little too loud, though, down Main Street. Do you think if we use that?
I think it probably
would be.
Could be,
yes.
But, of course, M&M's one of the great rodeo sponsors. Couldn't do it without their sponsorship. M&M's, the chocolate candy NASCAR here today. Well, I'll tell you what, that's an undertaking to bring that NASCAR to Sheridan, Wyoming.
Yeah, just put it on a trailer and away you go.
Yeah, okay.
Huh?
That sounds simple. That's pretty simple, all right, Lanny?
Hitch it up and roll.
And get paid to do it.
And
That's
get paid
right,
to do it.
Get paid to do it.
There you go. Got the Sheridan trolley that's handing, of course, they're providing a lot of rides, helping folks out this year. The Brewfest is coming.
Up in September.
The Sheridan Lady, part of the Suds and Spurs. It's coming up September the 6th, 2014.
Can't forget New Year's Eve as well, I imagine.
Right, yeah. Popular. And this is something that Trevor's done many years. He's elected to not get in it this year. Z-Fit with Lori, the Zumba and the health coach. They're going to do a little. They're doing some Zumba with us today here for the Sheridan Wild Rodeo. Let's go to Spencer Porden out in the field. Spencer,
well, I'm out in the field by the Polo H Club, and I'm getting pelted with polo balls. What are you guys up to today?
We're throwing out polo balls, representing Polo H Club.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you guys keep that up. I'm going to go take some cover so I don't get hit, and we're going to go back to Bob and Trevor.
Ron, let's check in with Ron Richter. Ron.
Okay, thanks, Bob. I'm standing here. Well, what was your name again?
Jason.
Okay, and who are you with?
Wyoming Wireless.
Okay, and enjoying the parade so far?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Cool. Not too hot, not too cool, just perfect day?
It's been a perfect day. Actually came out for the run earlier this morning. Great crowd, really fun, good weather. You can't beat it.
What did you think of the bed races?
Thought the bed races were great. I felt bad for the school because the steering kind of went out, and I felt bad for their bed, but overall it was great. A lot of fun.
All right, thanks a lot. Enjoy rodeo. Back to you, Bob.
Then we had our racers, the Kane Cattle Company, and Bob Super Clean, just go in front of us there. And I'll tell you what, that was pretty exciting bet races this year. A lot of fun. And
the polo balls that they're throwing out into the crowd, they're replicas. They're not the real deal.
They're not the real
Take my word
deal.
for it. The real ones are a little bit more stout.
There we go. I got one right there.
Look, you just about got another one, too.
Threw, and Steve almost got it in the head.
Yeah. You just about did, too, my friend. You just ducked under
look
that
at that
one.
It's a squishy one. See,
yeah.
it's squishy.
See,
squishy.
So it's on the safer side. See, it's a little novelty.
I'm going to keep that
novelty.
That's
keep
mine.
that.
That was mine. Almost hit me.
So you have a souvenir from this year's parade.
I have a souvenir.
It's better than getting that souvenir than the ones that are on the street right now.
That's right.
Those aren't the souvenirs we like.
We like the cherished ones that come. First, we have the Wood Group coming up, and the Flying H Polo, the Sheridan High School Booster Club.
Now, you will notice, I talked with Don Julian, the activities director at Sheridan High School, and, of course, our Bronx football coach, the Booster Club. This is going to be, you can see all these banners that these students are carrying, 75 Wyoming State Sports and Activities Championships in the history of Sheridan High School, and they have all the banners they're presenting in the parade today.
That's awesome. That's great.
75 of them.
And, of course, they have the Bronx flamethrower there.
Yes.
What's the official title of it?
I don't know what that is, but I think they have I don't know who's in charge of that, but I have a sneaking hunch it's in good hands.
In charge of
and
that.
You have to notice on the back of the truck on a cart, it has a big purple camel with a number 2 on it. So that is significant. That is very significant. But look at all these state championship banners.
Look at all those banners. You got to hand it to them from the Sheridan High School Booster Club. All the banners. That's a great idea for a float.
That is remarkable.
And all the students are carrying them in the parade today.
Nice to see. You're listening to live coverage on 930 KROE and 93.7 FM The Coyote, and you're watching it worldwide at SheridanMedia.com. So you can tell your friends to get online. Lenny, did you tell all your family back home? Well, they're all here, aren't they?
I told them. There's some that went over to North Dakota, and some are still over in Crow. There's a lot here.
There's a lot of them here, and we're looking forward to them coming our way here pretty soon. As you see all the banners. We'll get Don Julian over here, too.
He's handing out yellow cards.
He's handing
out yellow cards to everybody. Behave yourself.
Yeah. All right. So the Sheridan High School Booster Club. We have the Wyopoly First Interstate Bank. Like Monopoly, but it's Wyopoly.
Some nice costumes, dressed up as dice.
Roll the dice.
The Monopoly man, Mark Kinner, is the Monopoly man.
He makes a great Monopoly
He does. It's a dead ringer.
Maybe we could get him. But let's check in with Spencer Porton right now on the field. Spencer?
I am down by the Antelope Butte Foundation float. And what they've got an old Oldsmobile here, and Mark Weitz is in the front seat. Mark, tell us a little bit about, I hear you've got a festival going on July 19th. Tell us about what's going on.
Yeah, we're going to have a big festival up at Antelope Butte. Biking activities, running activities, kids activities, 10 bands, food, camping, just a big old bunch of fun all next Saturday. And if folks want to come up Friday night and camp, that's even better because they'll be right there when they wake up. So I hope they'll all come on up July 19th.
Awesome. We'll look for Mark. He's in the Oldsmobile Cutlass with the ski rack on top. Back to you guys.
Let's check in with Ron Richter right now. Ron?
All right, thanks, Bob. I have the corner of Gould and Grinnell, and I'm with city engineer Lane Thompson, fittingly enough, in front of City Hall.
Hi there.
Lane, I saw you last night at the rodeo. How'd you like it?
It was a great rodeo.
It was good. It was good. Even though, I went Wednesday night too, and it seemed as though the animals kind of had their say last night.
Yeah, especially the bull riding. Say what? One road?
Yep.
Was all?
All right, Lane, you have a good rodeo. And
you too, Ron.
Go ahead, Bob.
All right, we have in front of us Wyoming Carburetor and Tool, Frank Mumsai. When you buy, when you can rent. Why buy when you can rent? I just got to read it right.
You just got to say what it says.
Just got to say what it
says.
Why
rent when you can buy?
Why rent when you can buy?
There you go.
We want to give a big shout out to all the people watching on SheridanMedia.com, including the folks at the Senior Center. They're watching it this morning and all the festivities going on. Now, True Colors, this was last year's commercial winner, okay? True Colors was the commercial winner last year. And, boy, I'll tell you what, I think they could be in the running for another win this year. What do you guys think?
A tremendous-looking float.
They put a lot to that. I don't know what the sermon is all about, but...
Sometimes you just don't need to know, right, Lenny?
Maybe that's why we can't hear them.
Could be. And as Spencer mentioned, the Antelope Butte Festival is making their way up here. And, of course, all the activities going on this morning. What a fun morning it's been. And I'll tell you what, we got more to come. We got an afternoon. We got the powwow. First People's Powwow going to be taking place this afternoon. And Lanny, that's going to be an all-afternoon event.
Oh, yeah, from noon till 3 o'clock. Geez, I like this F-85. I think that's what it is, huh? An Oldsmobile?
Is that an Olds F-85? Yep. Yeah, I think so.
Cutlass.
We used to be able to put the whole track team in that thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's got the Antelope Butte Summer Festival July 19th up at Antelope Butte. Of course, we got some bicycle riders behind it, all part of the supporters of Summerfest.
The pole will be featuring dancers from the Crow Reservation as well as the Northern Cheyenne. There'll also be singers that will be performing there over there at Sheridan Inn on the South Lawn.
Now, I'll tell you what, Lanny, looking at some of the beadwork and the colors and all that go into that. We'll talk more about that when we get a little bit closer when we get to the floats. But I'll tell you what, a lot of work, time, effort, a lot of meaning, and a lot of effort put behind all of that.
Yeah, keepsakes, artistry on display here at the Sheridan Wild Parade.
Picnic School of Dance just went in front of us. Young ladies on the float. I don't know if there's any young men on there or not, but the ladies are on there, and the NSI Academy has a float, and we're coming up on the Renew float. But NSI right now, as we bring you the Sheridan Wild Rodeo Parade. Let's check in with Spencer Porton. Spencer?
Well, I'm down. There's kind of a gap in the parade. We have Mr. Herbachka riding his, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
Penny farthing.
Penny farthing. And we got the Cowboy State Bank float coming up. What is it? They've been serving Wyoming for 102 years? What is it? 102 years. Let me run up and talk with them. Oh, what are you guys up to today?
Oh, we're handing out water.
Oh, that's awesome.
State Bank.
Wow, fantastic. Well, if you see the Cowboy State Bank float, hit them up for some nice cold water.
Perfect on a warm morning.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
Great. Let's check in. Ron, what do you got for us?
I'm standing here with Jim
Kazara.
And you're kind of hanging back in the shade. You know what's going on.
Yep, just back here to visit family and all. Got a big reunion. And thought I'd come watch some of the parade.
Have you been here all morning, or did you show up for the parade?
Since the parade started.
Okay. And back here to see family. No better time to come back than Sheridan Wild Rodeo.
Yep, perfect time to get together.
All right, enjoy it.
Yep. Okay, thanks.
Back to you, Bob.
Our great sponsors today include Heartland Kubota and Cowboy State Bank, 102 years. True Build Builders, Radio Shack of Sheridan, Greenhouse Living of Sheridan, Century 21 BHJ, Carpet Design, and Water Products Incorporated. Our great broadcast partners partnering with us today. Production today was Steve Sisson with Grant Toth back at the board, and our broadcast team of Spencer Porton and Ron Richter with us, and our whole staff down here taking pictures. Make sure you check out SheridanMedia.com because we're going to have a lot of stories, a lot of pictures, and a lot of things that have happened this morning online this afternoon right after the parade at SheridanMedia.com.
See all those photos. And
see a lot of the photos. Be a lot of fun. Cowboy State Bank, as we talked to Sam a little bit earlier, 102 years in the Sheridan community. So congratulations to Cowboy State Bank. See if we can get a little...
have a little gap in the parade here.
A little gap in the parade.
That happens every once in a while. We've been very fortunate in years past. Sometimes it gets a little bit, a few more gaps than usual, but this one not that large of a gap.
We had a little spill of water, and Steve Sisson hands me some duct tape.
That fixes everything.
What am I supposed to do with duct tape when something spills on the table? Okay.
Duct tape fixes everything.
Didn't you know that?
Yeah, I guess not.
Maybe
I missed that one.
Give you one of his socks.
Yeah, Lanny, get one of your socks off and get it up here. We had Easter Seals of Wyoming. Everyone has won with us at Easter Seals. Our float in front of us here during the Sheridan Wild Rodeo. At least we had some paper that was somewhat absorbent rather than the duct tape.
And you blamed me for the possibility that I would be the one that would cause the spill.
I did.
And it ended up being you.
Yeah. The wind blew the cup over. Yeah. Let's go to Spencer Porton. Spencer?
Well, I'm here with the Landon's Greenhouse float. This is a first. I've never seen a tree on parade before. Tell me what you guys are up to.
Basically, we're just showing what we have available at the store, letting you know that there's a lot to still be putting in the ground, developing your landscape, and just having some fun. with the plants and flowers that we've got today, as well as giving out some candy.
Yeah, and you just handed me a pack of seeds. What's going on with this?
We do that, and the last 2 parades we've done, we take the seeds that aren't moving, people aren't getting into the ground, and hand them out to the community. Again, letting you know you've got plenty of time to get a beautiful garden going.
All right, well, I'll attempt to grow them, and I'll let you know how they do. Back to you guys.
We'll let you know how that works with you, Spencer. Let's check in
I
with
just got blasted in the face with water.
All right, I'm standing here with Clouton Perry. Clouton, how do you think things are going for the parade this morning?
It's going great. I think a lot of variety and they're well run. It's doing well run. I think it's being great.
And so far, what has been your favorite floats or thing that you've seen?
What'd you say?
So far, what has been your favorite thing that you've seen?
No, I don't know. Just
everything overall.
Yeah, everything overall. It's
like
just great.
It's like quit bothering me, Ron.
You're
bugging me. I'm missing the
You're
parade.
bugging me, man. I'm watching the parade. But this is a good one. This is a good one.
Okay, well, enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Thanks.
We got Smokey Barrett from the U.S. Forest Service here. Always nice to see Smokey. And U.S. Forest Service. Grant, you got a couple shout-outs for us?
Yes, I do. We have one from Jennifer, and one from Christy, and one from, I don't see a name, but I'll play him here.
All right.
My name is Jennifer Christensen. I grew up in Sheridan. I live in Grants Pass, Oregon, and I'm watching it on SheridanMedia.com. I want to say hey to my brother Greg and his wife Lynn, and I want to say hey to my nephew Michael and his 2 sons Brian and Andrew. I hope you're enjoying the parade.
Yeah,
I'm watching it and I'm loving it.
All right, Ron, before we get to the other ones, hold on to those because now the First People's Powwow is run us, and with this is why we have this gentleman next to us, Lanny Reelbird. Lanny, give us the rundown.
Here we go. We got Taylor Reelbird, ladies and gentlemen, U.S. military veteran over there, Newton Old Crow, as well as, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the Crow Nation, Darren Oldcoyote, as well as the vice chairman, Dana Wilson. Let's give him a nice round of applause. We have A.J. Not Afraid out of Lodgegrass and Sean Backbone out of the Reno District. Canute Old Crow, a legislator over there. Also, we got Jolly Rogers, Senator Jolly Rogers, not to be mistaken with the flag of the Pirate Nation. We also got Charlie Reelbird over there. We also have some other riders over here. Here's Butch, as well as his granddaughter, who's been bringing these festivities together. Let's give Butch a nice round of applause.
Let's go. Nice.
Truman Jefferson, as well as Dale Oldhorn over here. Also, we got Richard Oakout on this beautiful Palomino horse. Mark Littlelight, one of the well-known shoppers over there at Walmart. Gail Three Irons. Also, there's Jack Reelbird. We're glad to have these paraders out there. Some of these gentlemen were rodeo performers. Some of them were Indian relay riders. We're glad to see them out here supporting this. There's Corky Oldhorn over there giving a traditional honor song for one of the people that has done some accomplishments on the Crow Indian Reservation. There's Delano Whiteclay of the Mighty Few District over there in Wildla. He comes over here. I see Sean Reelbird, one of the coordinators, longtime coordinators of the Indian Relay. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Also, Moon Crooked Arm, one of the famous Big Lodge members from the Wildla District. Also, behind him, we also have Amanda Not Afraid, the Miss Rodeo for Indian Rodeo.
Yeah.
Let's give her a nice, Amanda, give a wave there. We'd like to welcome you to the Sheridan Wild Days. Okay, we have now a different category. We have some princes out there representing the Crow Fair. There's I didn't get any names there. I'll do the best I can. And there's Rana Amiot. She's an instructor down over at Wildla Schools. Her sister, Holly. We also have Amanda's sister over here on that with that beautiful black horse. There's a Savannah.
Don't look at me for the name.
I'm looking over here.
Oh, okay.
Old Elk. Also, I see, again, like we always have, customarily, we have people who are riding on the outside there, making sure everybody's in line. I also see there's a Lucy Lee, white man, as well as her father, Henry Reelbird, who is a Montana Poet Laureate there. Let's welcome him to Sheridan Wyo Days. There's one of my sisters right there and her dad. I'd like to welcome them to Sheridan Wyo Days, and we got some Shetland riders. I don't know if they had a category for them in the Indian Relay, but we got some representatives today. Okay, in front of us here on the Grinnell Plaza turnoff, we have a float that represents the Old Coyote administration and some of the employees. We have one of the young ladies on there. That's Darren's niece there. That's on Darren Old Coyote, our chairman. We have some of the employees over there. There, I see Heather over there on the stage, as well as some of her sisters and cousins. I'd like to welcome them as well. Now we have a float of the Crow traditional dancers, as well as some princesses that are riding on the side. I could see that we have Yolanda. Also, we see we have Prince Three Irons over there, works over there at Little Bighorn Casino. They buy some ads with the Sheridan Media.
You do? Yes, they do, Lanny.
They do. There's Jay Huggs, one of the top-notch dancers in Indian country over there. Some of his partners over there dance along. I see Terrell Old Coyote, an outstanding rodeo performer. I'm sure he's going to be joining the Indian Relay circuit once he gets a little bit more skill in that area. Here's another beautiful float of some Crow Indian representatives. I'd like to welcome them as well. It looks like we have a young entourage of dancers. We have the famous Black Whistle Singers that are on there performing. These guys got a couple CDs in Indian country. They're pretty popular. They're pretty popular with this one particular style of singing called the Crow Hop, and it's a different beat as compared to what is being performed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now we have another float of participants. I see Ella Jefferson. She's the wife of Truman and Rosella. We see my Aunt Lena over there. And we also see Mandy over there. Christy Jefferson, one of the organizers of the parade. We want to thank them for their efforts. Also, I see Bertie Reelbird on the float there. She's the head of the education department over there on the Crow Reservation. Also, there's Carolyn Arnaud Littlelight. And I can't... that looks like...
looks like Carolyn Arnaud and Dane Arnaud.
Okay.
Littlelight.
And now, we have a bus here of some people representing the Crow Nation. Has nothing to do with staying up all night, but glad they're here. It looks like that's the extent of the Crow tribal representatives.
That was
tremendous
awesome.
Representation, Lanny. Tremendous representation.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Lanny, that takes a lot of time and effort to take away and then come down on a Friday morning and participate in like this. And it isn't just something you just get up, throw some clothes on, and get down here, you know?
They enjoy it.
That's great.
I mean,
it's great to have
It's
them.
a routine.
Please pass it on to them. We love having them.
You know, in the battle of the anniversary of the Little Bighorn battle, we had a big old parade, and there was almost like 400 horseback riders in that parade.
Unbelievable. And I noticed a lot of them, their tops Lanny, are a lot of the same, but just a little bit different color. Does the color have a significance in the difference in colors on some of their shirts? A lot of the same type of patterns and beadwork, but looks like it was a little different color. Is there any significance behind that?
Trevor mentioned that earlier, that some of these colors, as well as the designs and the paint, are basically licenses that belong to the people who are adorning the not only the paint, but some of the regalia that was passed down from generations that were acquired through fasting or some accomplishments of maybe their hunting prowess or their ability to be a great-grandmother or a person of honor and respect, or even in fasting or in healing or in being braves on the warpath. So they acquired these visions through spiritual practices, and they seen them in visions, or maybe they seen these colors at the sunrise and sunsets and emulate these in the patterns of their beadwork as well as their regalia.
Wow.
And that's the significance of their
and that's what I wanted to ask you. I had a couple of people ask me the significance at the Indian relay races on the paint that's on the horses and the patterns and the colors and designs. And those are all individual to that particular horse and person.
As well as tribal, because we have intertribal participants there, like from the Blackfeet Nation and some of the people out of Idaho. They have their certain colors, and crows as well have their certain patterns. And then some people, they just put something together because they didn't acquire that license, but they felt that it was important to them and it represented who they are. So they just basically took the initiative. In contemporary days, they might have just tried to do the best they can.
Mm-hmm. All right in front of us right now is the Great Clips Hair Salon and their float here in the Sheridan Wild Rodeo Parade 2014 edition. Of course, our great sponsors. We got a little gap here, so we're going to go back to Grant and get some more shout-outs.
It's going to be kind of loud here in a minute, so get ready. There's a monster truck coming.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go back to Grant. Let's check in with some of those shout-outs. Grant?
Yeah, I have 2 shout-outs I can play right now. I've got one more in there, but I haven't previewed it yet.
Hey, Sandy Levi in Aurora, Colorado. Shout-out to Nishay, Alicia, Donna Lynn. Everybody, have a great YO.
And another?
Hey, this is Christy from Auburn, Alabama. I was just wanting to call and give a shout-out to my best friend, Gail Gillespie.
Nice.
Auburn, Alabama.
Always great to see the folks around the country watching us on SheridanMedia.com. What a great way to give exposure to the Sheridan Wild Rodeo for those who can't make it, that you're able to watch it and see it anywhere in the world, Lanny.
Heck yeah, with all the people giving those shouts out like their anniversaries and, births and their new grandchildren, is maybe even divorces being finalized or something.
Okay. Why not?
Why not? Okay. Kelly Schreibeis Memorial Foundation in front of us here at our broadcast location, along with the Caliph Shrine Clowns.
There's just a bunch of clowns clowning around.
I'd be careful if I was that guy with that little cart.
Oh, he's going to go underneath it. Watch.
He's going underneath that thing.
Yeah.
Look at him go underneath there. Got a shot? We'll have a shot of that.
It's the Kafar Shrine.
You just hope that guy with the rare breed shrine truck. I didn't know the Shriners had a monster truck.
This group is from Cody, and all the different shrine temples have their own shtick. These guys have go-karts and a monster truck. Why not, huh?
Why not? If you got to have a go-kart, you might as well have a monster truck, right?
Exactly.
Rare breed, Kiefer Shrine.
Hey, you're going to get your wish, Bob. Here he goes, right underneath
there.
Yep.
Oh, man. You just hope the guy driving's on his game.
Yep.
Right?
Or otherwise, it's roadkill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Gotta love it. Only at the Sheridan Wild Rodeo,
That's right.
right?
Everything from horses to monster truck.
Get it all in. Of course, right now in front of us, we have a 1932 Ford driven by Debbie Lemons. Gotta love that Ford. Is that restored perfectly?
Wow. It's a beautiful, beautiful automobile. Not
Beautiful
a mark
automobile.
On it.
Folks at Cider Plus Verizon coming by our broadcast location here. Cider Plus Verizon, 2 locations here in Sheridan. and they're both on Coffee Avenue.
And look what we got coming up next, Bob. We were part of that today.
Yeah, we were. Let's give a quick check-in with Ron Richter. What's going on, Ron?
All right, thanks a lot, Bob. I'm standing here with Brian Songer. And Brian, how are you enjoying things so far?
Oh, we're loving this. What a perfect day. What a great parade. I've been coming to this since I was a little kid, and every year it's just amazing. It's like a brand new parade. Never gets old.
Have you had a chance to make it up to the fairgrounds for rodeo?
We're planning on going there tonight to see a little bit of the rodeo.
All right, well, have fun and enjoy rodeo weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. Just all the excitement. It's incredible.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, let's jump in with Spencer Port. He's got the Pink Panther with him.
Yeah, Bob, I'm walking hand in hand with the Pink Panther, and I just got a hug. He's giving out free hugs. What do you?
I don't know.
Wow.
That's more than a hug.
What do you have to say for yourself?
This is a
I'm just
family
out here
program.
having some fun. You know, I want to show myself to the kids in the community. I love Sheridan. I love Sheridan Wild Rodeo.
There you go. Get your free hug.
And there you go, the Heartland Kubota float. They're always putting something interesting together at the last minute. And, of course, they got the flatbed. They provided us with the transportation today. Heartland Kubota, they're always fun parade participants here at the Sheridan Wild Rodeo. We have 101 years of the Daughters of the Nile in front of us here right now. Float full of beautiful young ladies there, and we in the Pink Panther. And Spencer got hugged to death. So
He did. That was more than a hug.
That was.
It was kind of a grope. Only for our Spencer.
That's the Wild Rodeo Parade version of a hug.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
It was only a little bit uncomfortable.
Okay. Let's go to Ron Richter. Ron?
Hey, I'm standing here. Tell me your name.
Nancy?
Nancy, enjoying the parade?
Yes, very much.
I just kind of snuck up on you, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
All right. What has been your favorite part so far?
I really like the Indians.
Okay.
The dancing and the colors. And
Have you made it to the inn so far?
not yet.
Are you going to go today?
Today.
Oh, yeah, you'll have fun.
Yes, I know.
All right, enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.
All right, let's check in with Spencer Port. And Spencer?
Well, I'm here with the Salvation Army, and they're driving a truck. What are you guys up to today?
Well, we're just enjoying the parade like everybody else, but we're having a driver's side view of it.
Well, there you go. You like it better from watching the sidelines or driving in the truck?
Actually, we like driving the canteen better than watching it from the sidelines. I see everybody that way.
Well, there you go. All right. Salvation Army coming right your guys' way.
Spencer, I think you still should jump on the back of one of those girls in the horse there, and maybe she could give a trot around for you there.
I really don't think that's a good idea.
Okay, just saying.
I'll try.
Okay. Coming up, of course, the Salvation Army with their float, and I believe these ladies coming up, the Cheyenne Frontier Days Dandies. They were founded in 1970 and became the official goodwill ambassadors for the world's largest outdoor rodeo and Western celebration, obviously Cheyenne Frontier Days. And the Dandies are an equestrian drill team, and they're composed of 16 expert horsewomen from Laramie County. So, again, we bring all these young ladies up here from Laramie, and the Dandies travel throughout the state and the surrounding states promoting Cheyenne Frontier Days and the sport of rodeo. So we always fun to see these ladies come up. Again, you just don't throw these horses in the back of a pickup and get on up here in a hurry. It takes a little bit of time and effort and planning and all that goes into. So we want to welcome the Cheyenne Frontier Days Dandies to this year's Sheridan Wild Rodeo. Of course, we've got Mark Gordon, State Treasurer, on the horseback today. So I want to thank Mark for stopping up and being with us. We got a small gap here. Before that, we got Barbula's Upholstery Wagonette. Got some young ladies back of that little wagon there and wagonette, and they're representing Barbula's Upholstery Wagonette. Let's go back to Grant when you got another shout out for us. Where are we going to today, Grant?
Yes, I do. Looks like Michigan.
Hi, my name is Mary Taylor. I'm originally from Michigan. I lived in Sheridan for about 25 years or so, and I'm back in Michigan now, but I'm watching you on ACT and Sheridan Media, and it was great to see all of the Crow Nation representation in the parade. Thank you so much. It's great to watch you from here.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
You know, it's always great to give folks that can't make it. We get all kinds of emails all the time, Lanny, from folks all around the country saying how they enjoyed being able to. It brings a tear to some of their eyes sometimes to be able to watch some of these things with us.
Certainly does. You know, this festivity brings a lot of nostalgia back to the times from the 60s and 70s when the venue was even more huge, when it featured more like things like teepee pitching races, hide races, more Indian relay. It just was just awesome back in
Hide
the days.
races. Tell us about hide races.
They would have these horses and they would tie these buffalo hides there, and they'd just go around a track, the one that the track.
So you got on the buffalo hide?
Somebody got on the buffalo hide.
Just like getting on a blanket when you were a kid.
Wow.
And somebody
They were
pulled
just
you?
holding on.
Wow. I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
How fun would that be?
I don't know. You put Trevor on a whole car would drug
You
him
better
down
have
through
a
the-
team of horses. You better have a team of horses pulling, not just one.
I like that. That's
They
a
did
great
have
idea.
some foot races around the track in moccasins. You could see these guys flying by in their breechcloths and running around there. Then they had this game. It was kind of like a soccer game. They called it shinny, and they tied each other by the ankle, and then they had to play like a three-legged soccer game right there in front of the grandstand. I was a little guy. I must have been about like 6 or 7.
That is totally awesome. But I like that buffalo hide, you know, where you're able to jump on the back of that and somebody just pull you around. It was like a kid. We used to do that with blankets all the time.
I would do that, but not the breechcloth part. I'd have to call it at that.
You have to call it that?
Yeah.
How much fun was that? What were some of those other races you said?
The Indian Relay was there, and then they had these teepee pitching races. They'd have these ladies out there, and they would face off and set up a teepee in a contest, a time contest. And then they would have a fry bread contest, and somebody would be out there, and they would have these little ovens out there, like these burners, and they would cook up some bread out there in front of the grandstand in them days.
You know what? I would be a judge for the fry bread.
I would
be all over that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right. Sheridan County Liquor Dealers, the Tipsy Taxi. If you're going to be partaking in this weekend's rodeo activities, partake responsibly. But if you happen not to be, there's the Tipsy Taxi, and they'll make sure and get you home nice and safe. Coming up, the Elks Youth Rodeo trailer. Somebody's going to win that thing.
Yeah.
You know? That's always that's awesome, and that you're able to somebody gets to drive that around.
Well, the Elks Youth Rodeo is a great program, isn't it? For the youth,
and pay the taxes for it.
Yeah,
and the tags.
Yeah, tags. Yeah. Coming up, the Sheridan Media fire truck, engine number 7, driven by Kim Love. There we go. That's our favorite engine. We love that.
Yeah,
engine.
that's our favorite. That's our favorite engine.
That is our favorite engine. And, of course, engine number 7, the white engine driven by Kim. Where's Mary Kay? She laying down in the back? He must have dropped her off. And, of course, the Sheridan Media sound van. We got our lovely ladies from Sheridan Media in this year's sound van.
You know, Bob, I tried to get a word from Kim, and he was too concentrated on driving.
You know what? That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Good idea, Spencer.
Yeah.
The truck is some work to drive. It does take some work to drive it, yes.
It is some work to drive. Sheridan area search and rescue again in front of us. Let's go out to Ron Richter. Ron?
All right, Bob here with Dennis Kaiser once again. Now, Dennis, tell me about your get-up, what you're wearing today.
Well, I portray a mountain man, and so I tried to make things as original as I could. So I have a pair of moccasins that I made, which would have been a variation of the Sioux moccasin. I have a pair of buckskin pants, which I made out of elk skins. And I tried to I kind of modified them so they didn't have an internal seam for riding horses. Most of the gear I have here, my water cup, my pouches and stuff I made, tried to be as close to the stuff that the mountain man would have really had as I could, as is reasonable.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I'm really interested in that period of time, the local mountain man history. And there was one guy there in 1837 who actually drew a bunch of pictures. And so we have his artwork to look at what it really looked like.
All right, so Dennis, enjoy rodeo weekend.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
Let's go out to Spencer Porton with the ice cream truck.
Yeah, I am in hot pursuit of an ice cream truck right now. And, hey, what are you guys up to?
Just giving out popsicles.
Hey, do you guys actually drive this around Sheridan?
Yeah.
Well, where can I find it?
Well, she lives on Avon Street, but she makes her rounds around Sheridan.
Well, I will for sure be looking for that. All right, you guys have fun. Back to you guys.
Tutu's Ice Cream.
Yeah.
Tutu's Ice Cream, the ice cream truck.
Now you got me hungry. You know, we're talking about fried bread and now ice cream.
Popsicles.
Popsicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tutu's Ice Cream. She lives on Avon Street. Well, she better branch out and get around town.
I know where I'm going after the parade.
Speaking of after the parade, we want to make sure that you make an effort, and of course, you don't want to meet immediately following the parade. Everyone invited to gather on the lawn at the Sheridan Inn for the First People's Powwow and Buffalo Barbecue. Maybe, do they have a hide, you think, there they could pull us around in, Lanny?
No.
Dang it.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, Bob, leave that where that was at, okay?
All right. The trolley's going to be running throughout the week, too, as well. Lanny, of course, you're going to be out there, too?
I'm going to be over there at the powwow, noon to 3 o'clock. And then these some of those dancers, as well as people in that parade and on some of those floats, they're going to be in the grand entry today over there at the rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
Right before the Indian Relay, they're going to come in dancing, and they're going to be singing, and they're just going to bring, a whole showcase of a native theme to complement the Sheridan Wild Days rodeo.
It's great to see him here. Great to have him here. And the First People's Powwow immediately following the parade on the lawn at the historic Sheridan Inn. You probably haven't seen the inn in the last year, Lenny. They've done some great improvements with the inn. It's always
I've been
nice
there the past couple of days. I did a sign
right.
language
You did
presentation.
the sign language on Tuesday?
I did a sign language presentation on Tuesday, and I featured the Lakota language, although I do speak Crow, but there was a lot of people.
You're multi-talented, aren't you? Multi-talented there to be able to do all that. Of course, you are a doctor, and you are up at Dome Life Memorial College, right?
I'm over at Little Bighorn College.
Little Bighorn College.
We're
yes.
only about 70 miles away. We have a basketball team that plays against Sheridan quite often. We come over here and watch, and they come over there and have have some of our home cooking over there too.
And I think the Generals got a little home cooking this last year, didn't they?
They did get some home cooking there.
They got some home cooking, didn't they, Lanny?
They certainly did.
We got the 38th annual Dayton Days. Let's go to Spencer Porden. Spencer,
I'm next to the Dayton Days float. Hey, tell us when Dayton Days is. When Dayton Days is, and what you all have going on.
Well, Dayton Days are 25th and 26th of this month. And we'd like to have everybody that's on this parade come out to our parade. We start out Friday night with the Cow Pie Classic, and that's an 8th annual, I think. We're going to be playing at the old Horseshoe Golf Course. And then Saturdays, our parade, our pancake breakfast in the morning at 6. Then the parade and all the activities down in the park will be going on. Volleyball, all kind of kids' games. We're going to try to get back into some old-time kids' games down there this year. So we'd like to have everybody come out and join us for Dayton Days.
All right, there you have it. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Spencer. Let's check in with Ron Richter.
All right, thanks, Bob. I'm here with Jessica Smith. Tell me where you are from, a long ways away from home.
We're from Shreveport, Louisiana.
And what brings you to Sheridan and the Sheridan YO Rodeo?
We're just here on vacation visiting my parents.
And have you enjoyed it so far?
I sure have.
And
beautiful horses.
Have you been up to the fairgrounds for the rodeo?
I have not.
You should get up there.
We're going to try.
Okay, well, you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Got the 1923 Ford Model T in front of us, 1936 Ford. It's a 1/2-ton flatbed V8. Reminds me of home. I used to grow up with one of those. We drove one of those. Caleb Horseman Patrol in front of us right now. Is some of the Caleb Horse Patrol here in Sheridan. Nice to see them coming out for this year's Sheridan Wild Rodeo.
Not afraid to wear pink theme, right?
Not afraid to wear pink. That's right. Now, Lanny, right after the parade, again back on the lawn. What are some of the first things that people are going to see when they get there right away this afternoon?
Well, we're going to probably have a grand entry, and that'll be an entourage of all of the different dance categories, from elders to even some of the tiny tot participants, and then there'll be different dance styles that will be presented to some of the participants. There'll also probably be some social dancing where we'll invite some of the people who are observing to take part in what we call a round dance. It's basically a social dance where people get together, and in traditional times it's where boys and girls meet Anyway,
kind of like
we'll
a Sadie
be featuring-
Hawkins.
It's kind of like that. Yeah.
Dance there, right?
Yeah, we have a dance there that we call a two-step, and it's kind of emulated after a waltz. And,
Nice.
It might be performed if our singers have their hand drums available
All
during
right.
that time.
First light float coming up for us. Fresh and healthy meal program. First Light Children's Center. We got some of the folks on there. Misty Rios, along with the young ladies on First Light's Children's Center float as they broadcast live on SheridanMedia.com around the world. If you have a shout out, Grant, how easy is it for folks to call in and do a shout out wherever they are?
Crazy Bob on SheridanMedia.com on the page the video is on. There's a phone number. Just call and leave a message.
All right, call and leave a message. So if you're watching us, we want to hear from you no matter where you are. Make that phone call and leave a message and get it on. We'd love to hear from you wherever you are around the country. Give us a shout out. We got the Sheridan County Rodeo float. I like that. Boy, we got the chutes on the flatbed there where the West is one, the number one. Let's go out to Spencer Porton. Spencer?
Well, I am trailing the Sheridan Wyo Dance Hall, which is the Volunteers of America float. What are you guys up to today?
We're just have the VOA floats and happy to be here part of the parade today.
All right, they're handing out free candy, so look for them, Volunteers of America float. Coming up, they've got the Sheridan Wyo Dance Hall.
All right, Dave almost got hit by his own float from Letterbuck Car Wash.
Yeah, he almost got taken out.
Dave
I think
almost
the driver,
Dave,
the driver wasn't paying attention.
I think you better be careful, Dave, with that with your bike there, and the driver needs to be careful too as well. Letterbuck Car Wash. We don't want to turn into doomsday there. Letterbuck Car Wash at the Cardio, they call it. They got little ones in the back with their simulated cars, and I like it. That's a great float. This year's Sheridan Wild Rodeo brought to you in part by Cowboy State Bank, Truebill Builders, Radio Shack of Sheridan, Carpet Design, Water Products Incorporated, Century 21 BHJ, Heartland Kubota, Greenhouse Living of Sheridan are great sponsors for Sheridan Wild Rodeo Friday morning. Of course, in front of us, the Department of Veterans Affairs, the big bus. That is a nice machine there. I'll tell you what, I'm not sure exactly what's all entailed inside of that. I wish I knew.
Most likely a clinic.
Yeah.
A mobile clinic.
Mobile clinic. You're right. Well, thank the folks from the Department of Veterans Affairs coming up, stopping with us, being part of the Sheridan Wild Rodeo festivities. Let's go out to Ron Richter. Ron?
Thanks a lot, Bob. I'm sitting here with Kelly, who's got a man in the shade.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? And what brings you to the Sheridan Wyo Rodeo Parade?
We came here from Silver City, New Mexico to visit family, and we're here enjoying the parade today.
Okay, have you been here all morning?
Yes.
What have you liked so far the best?
Well, I've enjoyed my husband running in the 5K this morning with his dad. They did really well.
Okay, and what do you got big plans for the weekend?
Rodeo.
All right, well, enjoy rodeo and enjoy our rodeo weekend, the weekend here.
Thank you.
Spencer Porton, what's going on?
Dangerously trailing the Sheridan Lifeguards floats,
Yeah.
trying not to get wet. What are you up to, Cameron?
Escorting everyone on the sides watching. It's a pretty good time because people get really mad.
Well, there you go. Sheridan Lifeguards float coming your way. Back to you.
Just so they don't get us in our broadcast
Well,
location.
guess what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Get ready to cover everything up.
Yeah, we'll better tell them, Spencer. Oh, had some
roller derby girls.
Roller derby girls. Is the new roller derby's getting going underway? New roller derby league, Trevor. You gonna partake in that?
Probably not.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, just checking.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Well,
got the Kendrick Park pool. Always good to see the Kendrick Park pool. Today's need to fix that thing up a little bit too.
And
we'll get there.
And we got by without getting wet, I believe.
Got
yes,
by
we did.
without
we
getting
did.
wet. I think we got lucky there.
That was nice of them.
Yes. The Fort Phil Kearny State Historic Site. One war, 1,000 acres. Fort Phil Kearny. For those folks that are visiting, should be making one of the stops this weekend if you have a chance to go out to Fort Phil Kearny.
And I can hear, I always love parades and marching bands, Bob. We're going to get one of my favorites coming up here shortly.
That's right. The Wyoming All-State Marching Band's going to be joining us.
And they are all decked out in uniform, and they look great.
A lot of boy, I tell you what, a lot of artistry and a lot of time spent on the Fort Phil Kearney float. You got a hand holding the, looks like the hourglass there, and of course the flags and the colors. We're getting close to the Wyoming All-State Marching Band. Boy Scouts of America, Elkawee District.
That's a great program as well for the youth.
That's right. Boy Scouts of America, the Elkawee District on the back of the flatbed here as we broadcast live to you on SheridanMedia.com from around the world. Wherever you are, we'd like to hear from you. Give us a call on the number on your screen and give us a shout out to whoever. Just say hi to us all. We'd love to hear from you. And, of course, we also are here on 930 KROE and 93.7 FM, The Coyote. Big shout-out to our ladies and gentlemen out the Senior Center watching with us live this morning. And, of course, our sponsors, without them, couldn't do it. Carpet Design, Water Products Incorporated, Cowboy State Bank, Truebill Builders, Radio Shack of Sheridan, Greenhouse Living of Sheridan, Century 21 BHJ, and Heartland Kubota. Let's hear the sounds of the Wyoming All-State Marching Band. Young men and women from around the state of Wyoming joining us here in Sheridan, the All-State Marching Band. Let's go to Spencer Porton, shall we, Spencer?
I am currently marching in step with the Wyoming All-State Marching Band. I'm here with Sheridan High School Band Director Diane Knutson. You, of course, are the brass section leader of the marching band, are you not?
Yes, I have been for the last 7 bands.
Oh, that's awesome. How many students are in this band?
We're at about 160 this year.
That's fantastic. And how many parades have you guys marched in so far?
Well, so far we've marched in 2 Cody parades. And then we'll march in Cheyenne next week and Rock Springs the following week.
And then ultimately, where are you guys heading to?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Wow, fantastic. All right, we guys have fun. Back to you, Bob.
All right, we just had the ACT float come by and drop a bunch of candy on. Hey, we couldn't be the broadcast with you today without ACT, who has provided us with all the bandwidth and strength and everything else, right, Steve Sisson?
We would be on the air right now if it weren't for them.
We would not be on the air if it weren't for them.
Yep.
So we want to thank the ACT, one of our broadcast sponsors. Spencer, we got a flying toilet coming your way, my friend.
We do. Let me grab him. Sir, tell me about your toilet.
Oh, just a A-plus plumbing toilet.
Well, how fast does this toilet go?
About 25 mile an hour.
That is a very fast toilet.
Yeah, it's the 7th year for doing this.
All right, fantastic. You take care. Back to you guys.
All right, let's check in with Ron Richter. Ron?
Thanks, Bob. I'm standing here with Roger, and Sheridan native, and you come out to the parade every year?
Oh, yeah, every year.
It seems to be getting pretty...
Longer every year.
Longer every year? I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it does seem like it gets longer and longer every year.
But you're doing well here under the shade.
Oh, yeah. A lot better in the shade than standing out there.
All right, so Roger, you enjoy it. Have a good one.
You too.
How many songs did the Caliph band know, do you
One.
think? One song.
Yep.
But it's a real good one.
Yeah,
it's real good.
If you know one good one, you don't need anything else.
They got it nailed, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They got it nailed.
One song. I like it. Not much practice involved with that. Maybe once a year, maybe right before.
It takes 2 hours to play it, but
maybe
it's
the
just one
morning
song,
of,
yeah.
Who knows? Greenhouse Living of Sheridan, one of our great sponsors. Want to thank Greenhouse Living of Sheridan, along with Century 21, Heartland Kubota, Radio Shack of Sheridan, True Bill Builders, Cowboy State Bank, Water Products Incorporated, and Carpet Design, our sponsors. And coming up next, we have the Joy Junction Children's Church. Young ladies and gentlemen on the Joy Junction float, coming to you from Main Street in beautiful, historic Sheridan, Wyoming. I want to thank all our folks tuning in around the world on SheridanMedia.com, and those listening to us here on 930 KROE and 93.7 FM, The Coyote. Got some of the Weaver Sayer family go-karts and four-wheelers in front of us. Some of the Weaver and Sayer family go-karts and four-wheelers. Kroll Ready Mix float. You got a miniature.
Yeah.
That's a six-wheeler. What do you call
looks
that?
like that's working. That's a working piece of equipment.
Is that working?
Yeah, it's got to be.
You think that's working?
Oh, yeah. Need some concrete poured?
Need some concrete poured.
Hey, do you do driveway?
You're not going to do much in with that one.
May take a few loads with that one.
Yeah.
Take a few trips.
Wyoming Roofing and Supply. Wow, nice float. He's got the train, the whole historic train on there, boxed up. A lot of plywood on that one. And so nice, a lot of great effort put into the Wyoming Roofing and Supply. They could be in the running for a prize possibly on that. Of course, we will when you keep us live on SheridanMedia.com. We will be providing stories and lots of photos of this morning's activities. So be checking in not only this afternoon, throughout the weekend, as well as we'll be adding more and more photos. We'll see some of our great photographers on staff taking a lot of photos. They'll be downloading at SheridanMedia.com today and throughout the weekend as well. So make sure and check back. Little Miss Wyoming is our next float coming up our way here. Sheridan Wild Rodeo, Little Miss Wyoming. Scholarship and Pageant. Making their way down Main Street here in historic downtown Sheridan. Chandra Hendricks, Miss Wheelchair Wyoming. Round of applause for Chandra for coming up for us here today. Miss Wheelchair Wyoming, Chandra Hendricks joining us on the Sheridan Wild Rodeo. Up next is more of our politicians coming through our way. Edna Shunk Thompson, County Clerk. Then we're going to have the Holy Name School. Let's check in with Ron Richter. Ron?
I'm standing here with Jane Perkins. And Jane, are you enjoying the parade?
Well, Ron, how could I not enjoy the parade? And the best part so far has been the wonderful state
marching band.
The marching band that came by. That is so inspirational. All those kids, they look great. Of course, Mrs. K looks great. And we should have a rerun of that. Or if they just stop right here in front of me would be good.
You want them to come back by again, don't
Would you mind?
I'm going to go see what I can do.
Could you do that for us?
Will
I know
do.
you would. You're that kind of guy.
I am that kind of guy.
Of course, we just had the...
anyway, I'm here with Senior Center folks, and we have some chairs down here for them each year to sit and relax and enjoy, and it's been a great morning. And, of course, everybody's smiling and waving as they go by, and there's just so much to like about the Sheridan, Wyoming parade.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jane, and enjoy the weekend.
Will do.
Let's go to
Stay
Spencer.
safe.
Let's go to Spencer Port with the Civil Air Patrol.
Yes, I'm with Brent Miller from the Civil Air Patrol. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Well, we are the official auxiliary of the United States Air Force. We run under 3 chartered missions from Congress. Those are cadet programs, emergency services, and aerospace education. As you can see here right now, we kind of run it with our cadet program. Have a few of the cadets from our squadron, a couple of our senior members even. Just kind of walking down, showing, what we can do. We're kind of a secret in Sheridan. We'd like to change that. Just kind of getting our name out there.
All right, sounds good. You guys do a lot of good. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
All right, and prior to that, we had the Holy Name float go by as well, and now we're on the Excalibur construction. And there in front of us, we're also getting up to the Sheridan Press float, who is in front of us, where if you get to guess the weight of the paper. So Sheridan Press float in front of us here, broadcasting at the Sheridan Wild Rodeo Parade 2014 edition. Got him, let's check in with Grant. What's going on back at the studios there?
Well, I'm actually previewing another message we have
All right.
for you.
Lots of folks from around the country checking in. We'll play that here in just a second. And checking in with us around the country. If you're watching it live on SheridanMedia.com, joined with me is Steve Sisson, our on-site producer, along with Trevor Jackson and Dr. Lanny Reelbird joining us just north, not very far. You making Sheridan very often, Lanny?
Oh, yeah, come over here. I like to, right down the block, I don't want to mention the restaurant, but I like their Monte Cristo over there.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Good Monte Cristo.
Yeah.
Can't beat a good Monte Cristo, can you?
Oh, heck yeah.
No.
And then their onion rings. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, those are those are good too, huh? All right.
Piled higher than Trevor's cap.
That's saying something.
That is saying something. We also, in front of us right now, the Miss Outstanding Teen Wyoming 2014, Addison Treesh. So, round of applause for Addison joining us here. We're going to have more floats, and I'm going to have information
we're almost coming to the we're almost coming to the end, Bob. I see the street sweepers and cleaners coming.
We're getting there, close to the end. Grant, we have a chance to preview that one. We want to get that one.
Yes, sir. I got it queued up right here.
This is Alicia Brantz watching the rodeo live from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Just wanted to give a shout out to all of my family and friends there in Sheridan, and wish I was there watching the parade live instead of having to watch it online, but love it anyways.
All right, thanks. Folks, you can call in around the country. Give us those shout-outs. We'd love to hear from you. Watching it live on SheridanMedia.com. And, of course, on listening to it here on KROE and 93.7 FM The Coyote is the Calvary Baptist Church passes in front of us. And, of course, couldn't do the parade without our lovely ladies that help, and led by Linda St. Clair. Linda, yes. Got all kinds of the ladies that help out with the parade. Yes, Mary Kay Leggett said she's giving us the proper way to wave. Of course, our rodeo parade ladies, they help get the parade underway. And, boy, the street sweepers are going to have their job cut out for them this year, won't they?
I think they're plenty capable, Bob, I think.
Now, I was feeling kind of bad for the people directing in the Wyoming Marching Band because they were marching backwards.
They teach you how, though, to dodge that, even if you're walking backwards.
Teach you how to dodge it. Let's check in one more time with Ron Richter. Ron?
Thanks a lot, Bob. I'm once again back on Gould Street, and I've got Melba with me. Melba, how's it going?
It's wonderful. The parade is really nice, and I especially like the Indians, having them back. I think it's just great.
Have you made it over to the Sheridan Inn yet for any of the festivities over there?
Yes, we did yesterday afternoon, and it was great. Really some fantastic talent. Enjoyed it.
Now tell me, you helped out with the pancake breakfast, correct?
Yes, I'm the chairman for the Girls State, and that's an organization of the American Legion Auxiliary. And the girls, in order to pay back to the community every year, come down and we wash trays. We wash trays from about 6 in the morning until 10. This morning, because of the large turnout, it was more like 10:30. But the girls want to pay back because the community has been so supportive of them.
Okay, enjoy the rest of the parade and rodeo weekend.
Thank you, I will.
All right, thanks, Ron. Let's check in with Spencer. Spencer?
Well, the parade's coming to an end. If you can and you have time, snatch up the rest of the candy before the street sweepers get it. I'm going to ask a few people, what'd you guys think of the parade?
It's good.
It's good? How about you? What'd you think of the parade?
It's good.
Very nice. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up from my end.
Yeah.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks. And, of course, our broadcast today, we just couldn't be possible without our great parade sponsors that include Carpet Design, Water Products Incorporated, Cowboy, State Bank, Truebuilt Builders, Radio Shack of Sheridan, Greenhouse Living of Sheridan, Century 21 BHJ, and Heartland Kubota, our great parade sponsors. Of course, you see the command post, Sheridan Police Department, which they will be on duty here. A street dance, whatever you're doing this rodeo weekend, you got to be safe. Dr. Lanny Reelbird. Lanny, you're going to be heading over to the historic Sheridan Inn. What's in store for you this afternoon?
Okay, this afternoon I'll be over there helping Porky Oldhorn do the powwow as MCs. Also this evening, right before the Indian Relay, we're going to announce a grand entry of dancers and singers, and we will feature a native theme to complement the Sheridan Wild Rodeo. I just wanted to add and commend the Sheridan community for revitalizing the Indian Relay. It's now a feature event as far as Minneapolis. Even this fall during the Labor Day weekend, they have a huge turnout. I was over there last fall, and they had 18,000 participating to watch the Indian Relay. Wow. It's in circuits all over Montana. It goes far to the West Coast, and if it wasn't for the Sheridan community and the Sheridan Wild organizers to revitalize this, it just really enhances every venue that I've been to where there's not only rodeo going on, but also the celebration of the horse heritage. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to also commend Sheridan Media for this beautiful presentation, and I was glad to be part of it, that all of you guys worked so great as a team, and it seemed like it was all coordinated, but you guys just did it at a whim, and I'm glad to be part of your presentation today, and hope to see you again sometime shortly.
Well, you know, my friend, you have a standing invitation every year. Every year you're here.
We really appreciate it, Lanny.
Thank you.
Because you give us the insight that people just don't know about, Lanny. If they aren't Native Americans, they may not know what these different things mean and what goes into this, and the thought and the spirituality and everything that just goes into all this. And without you giving us that insight, we just wouldn't know.
Look at that at the powwow. You'll see some of the regalia, and we'll be able to complement that, like where these headdresses come from, the origin of some of the bells and the feathers, and why they're worn, and like the breast collars being like armor for warriors, where it helped from arrows piercing vital parts, or even the chokers were actually pieces of armor that would stop an arrow from hitting the jugular vein or something. Mm-hmm. So we'll be over there explaining some of that as you mentioned.
So you're going to be heading over there from here, and folks can look forward to you being part of the. Part of that?
Oh, yeah.
Will you be able to make it over there?
Yeah, I guess I might have to.
Oh, yeah.
Catch a ride.
You're looking for a ride?
Somebody come and give Lanny a ride.
Come over here and give Lanny a ride, will you? He needs a ride to the historic Sheridan Inn. So otherwise, he's going to be hoofing it for a little ways.
Yeah.
If anybody's interested, during the third weekend of August, mark that down on your calendar. You come over to Crow Agency, and we'll have the largest encampment of teepees anywhere in the world.
Really?
And then we'll have an outstanding parade. It's just as big and fun as this one here is today. You'll see nothing but horsemen, as well as these native themed parades, and then we get all these politicians in there, throwing out their water, their T-shirts, and even people passing by, just like some of those shouts. I was surprised that somebody said, "Oh, you're just passing through here to bail somebody out," but here, somebody was here before, and they had a good time here.
Yeah. And that's the third weekend?
Third weekend of August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third weekend of August. Then where is exactly that going to be?
Okay, that's over there in Crow Agency,
Okay.
at the intersection of 212 and I-90.
Okay.
Go out there and just follow the crowd. Just like anybody else here, you see some of the women folks and some of the guys, they see a line, they automatically get in it. So if you see a bunch of cars, they automatically get in it.
All right.
Just automatically get in line.
Some kind of instinct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there must be something good at the end of the line. You assume there's something. There's a reason for the line.
Get in line, right?
Yeah. There's a reason the line exists. Yeah.
Terrific.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Lanny, you got a standing invitation.
Thank
it was
you.
great broadcasting with you again, partner. Good to see you.
We'll see you, gentlemen.
We're going to catch you over at the Sheridan Inn later on here.
Okay, very good. We'll see you guys.
Dr. Lanny Reelbird joining us on the broadcast today. We want to thank Lanny. Lanny's going to be heading over to the historic Sheridan Inn, where he's got to be part of the First Peoples Powwow, and you are not going to want to miss that. That's going to get underway about 1 o'clock, so in about 40 minutes from now.
Yeah, so start making your way down there.
Start making your way down there at the historic Sheridan Inn, because I'll tell you what, it's going to be an afternoon there with all kinds of beautiful regalia and the Native Americans dancing, and the powwow is just going to be fantastic.
Great pageantry.
Yeah. A lot of fun. Well, I thank our great broadcast sponsors, okay, Heartland Kubota for providing us the vehicle, A&B Buildings with our flatbed, Steve Sisson, our on-site producer, Grant Toth back in the studio, our broadcast team of Ron Richter and Spencer.
They knocked it out of the park today.
They knocked it out of the park today, no two ways about it. And we had a great broadcast, and all our great Sheridan Media team here participating with our timing of the beds, taking the pictures. Make sure you go to our website, helping us out with our team effort here. Couldn't do it without our great team at Sheridan Media and being part of the broadcast today for the 2014 Sheridan Wild Rodeo Parade Friday. Boy, it just seems like we just did this last year. Now we're over again.
I know. Here we go again.
Here we go again. And Steve Sisson, I want to thank you personally for putting in all the time and effort that you did, putting the broadcast station together. I'll tell you what, if you take a look at this thing, it's pretty high-tech and a lot of hours put in that. So
it keeps getting bigger each year,
It
too,
just seems to
yeah.
get bigger every year. Our on-site producer, Steve Sisson, joined us on the broadcast. Thank you, partner, for being part of our great broadcast team. And again, our sponsors today for the Sheridan Wild Rodeo. Again, our sponsors included Water Products Incorporated, Carpet Design, Cowboy State Bank, Truebill Builders, Radio Shack of Sheridan, Greenhouse Living of Sheridan, Century 21 BHJ, and Heartland Kubota. Whatever duck races are going to get underway at
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock this afternoon.
Carnival at 5, rodeo at 7. Have at it.
There you go. Let's get wild, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Bob. One more thing.
Yes.
Yeah!
There we go.
You finally got it.
We got our yeehaw, Ron and Spencer. We got our
That was kind
yeehaw.
of building up. You could feel it was getting released.
Yeah. I think that was excitement from this broadcast being over with. I think it's what it was more from anything.
Well, they got the mint inside, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. 28 years next year?
28 years next year, my broadcast friend. So we'll look forward to that. And again, another Sheridan Wild Rodeo. And a shout out to the Senior Center and all the folks watching online. Thank you so much for joining us on 930 KROE, 93.7 FM, The Coyote, and online at SheridanMedia.com. Make sure and tune in not only this afternoon, all weekend long, and into next week, we're going to be posting hundreds, if not thousands, of photos of today's and all this weekend's activities. Along with the broadcast team, I'm Bob Grammons. Have a safe and happy Sheridan Wild Rodeo weekend.